Hey, cat moms and cat dads. Let's talk about a crime scene we all know too well. You walk into the living room, smell that smell, and there it is. A suspicious wet spot on your brand new couch, or your favourite sneakers, or, heaven forbid, your pillow. Your first thought, that little monster is doing this on purpose. You think he's exacting revenge for that time you were 2 minutes late with dinner. But what if I told you your cat isn't being a jerk? What if he's actually sending out a painful SOS signal? Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious and often misunderstood world of Pandora Syndrome, the reason your cat's bladder might be screaming from stress. Get ready, because you're about to become a feline stress detective. First, hit me in the comments. What's the craziest place your little fluff ball has decided to use as a toilet? Let's hear the war stories. Before we unpack this whole Pandora thing, let's remember what a cat is. At their core, they are tiny, perfect predators who graciously allow us to live in their house. They're creatures of habit, routine, and control. Their wild ancestors were solitary hunters. They didn't have to deal with noisy neighbours, toddlers, or the horror of a closed door. Their entire world was a predictable territory they managed with scent markings and supreme confidence. Now plop that finely tuned hunting machine into our chaotic human world. We move furniture, have loud parties, and bring home weird-smelling new humans or, gasp, other pets. For a creature whose motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, our lifestyle can be a constant source of low-key panic. This background anxiety is the key to understanding why their little bodies sometimes go haywire. So, what in the world is Pandora Syndrome? The official fancy term is feline idiopathic cystitis, or FIC. Idiopathic is just a doctor's way of saying we don't really know the exact cause, and cystitis means inflammation of the bladder. But I love the name Pandora Syndrome because it's so accurate. When a cat gets this, it's like opening Pandora's box. A whole bunch of problems fly out. Pain, peeing everywhere, anxiety, and it can be a real nightmare to manage. The most important thing to understand is that in over half the cases of young to middle-aged cats with bladder issues, there is no infection, no bacteria, nothing. The problem isn't a bug, it's a glitch in their stress response system. It's their brain sending panic signals directly to their bladder. So when you find that puddle, try to switch your mindset from, my cat is mad at me, to, my cat is stressed about something, and I need to find out what. Let's bust the biggest myth right now. Many people hear cystitis and immediately think urinary tract infection, or UTI. They assume a quick course of antibiotics will fix everything. But with Pandora Syndrome, antibiotics will do absolutely nothing, because there's no infection to fight. It's like trying to fix a leaky pipe by painting the wall next to it. You're not addressing the root cause. A vet will, and absolutely should, run tests to rule out a real UTI, bladder stones, or other medical issues. But if those tests come back clean, you're likely dealing with Pandora Syndrome. This is where many cat owners get frustrated. They go to the vet, get no clear infection diagnosis, and the problem continues. The secret isn't in a pill. It's in playing detective in your cat's environment and emotional world. The problem starts in their head, not their bladder. So what's stressing them out so much that their bladder throws a tantrum? Let's start with the obvious one. Change. Cats are the ultimate control freaks. Did you recently move? That's a 5-alarm fire in their brain. Their entire world, every scent, every safe hiding spot, is gone. It's the equivalent of us being dropped in a foreign country with no map and no Wi-Fi. Or maybe you just rearranged the living room furniture. To you, it's a fresh new look. To your cat, it's a hostile takeover. The couch, which was the perfect lookout post, is now in a vulnerable position. This seemingly small change can be enough to trigger a stress response. Even bringing in a new piece of furniture with strange smells can be unsettling. Their territory has been violated, and they don't know how to cope. For a creature that relies on predictability, any significant alteration to their map of the world is a major stressor. Another huge stressor, other animals. Let's talk about the new friend scenario. You thought your cat Mittens was lonely, so you brought home a new kitten named Sparky. You imagine them cuddling and grooming each other. Instead, what you have is a cold war fought with silent stares and passive-aggressive hissing. From Mittens' perspective, an invader has breached the castle walls. This stranger is eating her food, using her toilet, and stealing her human's attention. Even if they aren't physically fighting, the constant tension of sharing a territory can be incredibly stressful. This isn't just about new pets either. A neighbour's cat staring through the window can be perceived as a major threat. Your cat sees an intruder on their land, feels powerless to chase them away, and that frustration and anxiety can manifest directly as bladder inflammation. It's a turf war, and your cat's bladder is a casualty. Now let's talk about the nerve centre of your cat's world, the litter box, or, as I call it, the royal throne. If the bathroom situation isn't up to their ridiculously high standards, you're going to hear about it. Or rather, smell it about it. Is the box clean enough? A cat's sense of smell is 14 times stronger than ours. To them, a day-old litter box smells like a public restroom at a music festival. It's disgusting, and they'll choose your clean laundry basket instead. Is the box big enough? They should be able to turn around comfortably. Is it in a quiet, safe location? Putting the litter box next to a loud washing machine or in a busy hallway is like putting our toilet in the middle of a train station. It's stressful. They need privacy and a clear escape route. And don't even get me started on scented litter. Cats hate it. It's overwhelming for their sensitive noses. Litter box problems are one of the top causes of stress-induced peeing. Here's a sneaky stressor you might not even consider. Boredom. Imagine you're a world-class athlete and master hunter, but you're forced to live in a small apartment with nothing to do all day, but eat and sleep. You'd go crazy, right? That's the life of many indoor cats. We love them and want to keep them safe, but we often forget to provide them with an outlet for their natural instincts. This lack of stimulation, this chronic boredom, is a major source of stress. They need to hunt, stalk, pounce, and play. Without that, their brains are understimulated and their bodies are full of pent-up energy. This can lead to all sorts of behavioural issues, including overgrooming, aggression, and yes, you guessed it, Pandora Syndrome. A bored cat is a stressed cat, and a stressed cat is a cat whose bladder is a ticking time bomb of inflammation. Let's dive into the symptoms. How does your cat tell you their bladder feels like it's on fire? The most obvious sign is frequent trips to the litter box. You might see them go in, dig around, strain for a few seconds, produce only a tiny drop of pee, and then get out, only to repeat the whole process 2 minutes later. This is a classic sign of bladder inflammation. The constant feeling of having to go is tormenting them. It's not that they have a full bladder. It's that the inflamed walls are sending false signals to their brain. They might look like they're constipated with their back hunched and their tail twitching, but they're straining to pee. This is a crucial sign to watch for. It indicates significant discomfort and pain, and it's a clear signal that something is very, very wrong in their urinary system. Don't dismiss it as just a weird quirk. Another heartbreaking symptom is vocalizing in the litter box. Cats are usually stoic creatures. They hide their pain well. It's a survival instinct left over from their wild ancestors. So if your cat is actively crying, meowing or yowling while trying to pee, you need to take it extremely seriously. They are in so much pain that they can no longer hide it. Imagine how bad it must feel for them to break their silent suffering rule. This is their way of screaming for help. Sometimes the pee might even be tinged with pink or red, which is a sign of blood in the urine, another indicator of severe inflammation. If you see or hear this, it's not a wait and see situation. It's a call the vet right now situation. The pain is real, and it's your job as their guardian to get them relief as quickly as possible. And now for the symptom that affects us humans the most, inappropriate urination. This is when your cat decides your bed, your rug, or your pile of clean laundry is the new superior toilet. It's so easy to take this personally. It feels like a deliberate act of defiance, but it's not. There are two main reasons for this. First, they start to associate the litter box with pain. Their little cat brain thinks, every time I go in that plastic box, it hurts like crazy. Maybe if I pee on this soft comfy duvet instead, it won't hurt. It's a desperate attempt to escape the pain. Second, they are trying to get your attention in the most dramatic way possible. They know that peeing in the wrong place is a guaranteed way to make the big, clumsy human notice that something is wrong. It's not revenge, it's a cry for help spelled out in urine. One more subtle sign to watch for is excessive grooming of their genital area. You might notice your cat constantly licking their lower belly or private parts. This is called over-grooming, and it's a self-soothing behaviour. The licking is their attempt to clean and soothe the area that feels painful and irritated. In some cases, they can lick so much that they create bald spots on their belly, a condition known as fur mowing. It's a physical manifestation of their internal discomfort and anxiety. They are literally trying to lick the pain away. So if you notice your cat is suddenly obsessed with cleaning their nether regions, or if their belly fur is looking a bit thin, it's another piece of the puzzle. It's a quiet sign that they are experiencing pain and inflammation in their bladder or urinary tract. Don't ignore this subtle clue. So how exactly does stress in the brain cause a fire in the bladder? It's all thanks to the fascinating but frustrating brain-bladder axis. Think of it like a faulty telephone line. In a normal cat, the brain and bladder have a calm, professional conversation. The bladder says, "Hey, I'm getting full." And the brain says, "Got it. Let's find an appropriate place to empty." But in a cat with Pandora Syndrome, that line is crackling with anxiety. The stressed brain is constantly screaming, "Emergency! Danger!" down the line. This flood of stress hormones like cortisol directly impacts the bladder. It causes the protective lining of the bladder wall to break down, allowing urine to irritate the sensitive tissues underneath. This irritation leads to inflammation, pain, and muscle spasms. The cat's own stress response is literally attacking its own body. Think about humans for a second. When we get really stressed or nervous, what happens? Some of us get an upset stomach, some get a headache, and some feel like they have to pee every 5 minutes. It's the same principle. Our emotional state directly affects our physical bodies. For some cats, their bladder is just their weak spot. It's the organ that takes the hit when their anxiety levels get too high. This is why just treating the bladder with pain meds isn't a long-term solution. Yes, pain relief is crucial for their immediate comfort. But unless you address the underlying stress, the screaming voice on the other end of the telephone line, the bladder inflammation will just keep coming back. You have to calm the brain to calm the bladder. It's a holistic problem that requires a holistic solution. So your cat is showing symptoms. What is the absolute non-negotiable first step? You go to the vet. Period. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not consult Dr. Google and decide to just give your cat more water. Why? Because while it might be stress-related, it could also be something life-threatening. Specifically, a urinary blockage. This is when a stone or plug completely blocks the urethra, making it impossible for the cat to pee. This is most common in male cats. Toxins build up in their body, and it can be fatal in less than 24 hours. A straining cat could be a blocked cat, and only a vet can tell the difference. They will perform a physical exam and run tests to rule out blockages, stones, crystals, and bacterial infections. Getting a proper diagnosis is the most important step. Don't guess. Get a professional opinion. Once your vet has ruled out the scary stuff and you're officially in Pandora Syndrome territory, your mission becomes Operation Chill Cat. It's time to catify your home. This means looking at your house from your cat's perspective. Are there enough high places for them to survey their kingdom from? Cats feel safer when they're up high. Think cat trees, shelves, or even just clearing off the top of a bookcase. This is called vertical space, and it's like adding extra rooms to your house for your cat. Are there enough scratching posts? Scratching is a natural stress reliever and territory marker. You need sturdy, tall posts in key locations. Think of it as building them a custom jungle gym. The more control they have over their environment and the more it caters to their natural instincts, the less stressed they will be. Next up is one of the most powerful tools in your anti-stress arsenal, play therapy. And I don't mean just jiggling a laser pointer while you watch TV. I mean structured, predatory play. You need to engage them with a wand toy, like Darbird or a feather teaser. Make it act like prey. Let it flutter, hide behind furniture, and scurry across the floor. Let your cat stalk it, chase it, and finally, pounce and kill it. This whole sequence, hunt, catch, kill, is incredibly satisfying for their little predator brains. It releases endorphins and burns off anxious energy. Do this for 10 or 15 minutes, once or twice a day, ideally before a meal. The full ideal cycle is hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, sleep. By providing this outlet, you're fulfilling a deep biological need and building their confidence. A confident cat is a less stressed cat. Let's talk about some modern magic, synthetic pheromones. Products like Feliway mimic the natural facial pheromones that cats use to mark their territory as safe and secure. When they rub their cheeks on you or the furniture, they're depositing these happy messages. Pheromone diffusers plug into the wall and release these calming signals throughout a room. It's like whispering to your cat's subconscious, "Hey, it's okay. You're safe here. No need to panic." While it's not a magic bullet that solves everything on its own, it can be an incredibly effective tool for lowering the overall anxiety level in your home. It can help take the edge off during stressful events like having guests over, or it can provide a constant backdrop of calm for a generally anxious cat. It's a simple, passive way to make their environment feel more secure. Now let's circle back to the royal throne and establish the golden rules of the litter box. Rule number 1, the N+1 rule. You should have 1 litter box per cat, plus 1 extra. So if you have 2 cats, you need 3 boxes. This prevents competition and ensures there's always a clean option available. Rule number 2, location, location, location. Place the boxes in quiet, low-traffic areas where the cat won't feel cornered. They need to be able to see who's coming and have multiple escape routes. Don't put them all in one room. Spread them out. Rule number 3, keep it clean. Scoop at least once a day and do a full litter change and box wash regularly. And finally, use a large, open box with unscented clumping litter. Most cats hate covered boxes and perfumed litters. Making the bathroom experience a 5-star hotel will dramatically reduce their stress. Cats are creatures of habit. They thrive on predictability. One of the best things you can do for an anxious cat is to create a solid, predictable daily routine. This means feeding them at the same time every day, having your play therapy sessions at the same time every day. Even your own routine of leaving for work and coming home helps them structure their day and know what to expect. When their world is predictable, they feel more in control, and that feeling of control is the ultimate antidote to anxiety. If you know a change is coming, like you're going on vacation and a pet sitter is coming, try to prepare them. Have the sitter visit a few times beforehand. While you're there, any little thing you can do to minimize surprises and maintain the comforting rhythm of their daily life will help keep their stress levels and their bladder inflammation in check. Finally, let's talk about enrichment. This goes beyond just play. It's about making their environment interesting and engaging to prevent that soul-crushing boredom we talked about. Use food puzzle toys instead of just dumping kibble in a bowl. This makes them work for their food, engaging their brain and mimicking the process of hunting. Set up a bird feeder outside a window and put a comfy cat bed or perch right there. This is what we call cat TV, and it can provide hours of entertainment. Rotate their toys so they don't get bored. Leave out a cardboard box or a paper bag, handles cut off, for them to explore. These small additions to their environment give them problems to solve, things to see, and choices to make. It gives them a job, which is vital for their mental health. An engaged cat is a happy cat. The journey with a cat suffering from Pandora Syndrome can be long and sometimes frustrating. There might be flare-ups, especially during stressful times. The key is to be patient and observant. You are your cat's advocate and their primary detective. Keep a journal to track their symptoms and any changes in the household. This can help you identify specific triggers. Are the flare-ups happening when you have house guests or when construction starts next door? Knowing the triggers is half the battle. Remember to focus on managing their stress long-term, not just treating the symptoms when they appear. This is a chronic condition that is managed, not cured. By creating a stable, enriching and loving environment, you can significantly reduce the frequency and severity of these painful episodes and give your cat the peaceful, happy life they deserve. So, there you have it. Your cat isn't a vengeful villain plotting to ruin your furniture. They're a sensitive soul whose body is sending out a very loud, very wet distress signal. Pandora Syndrome is a complex issue, but it's manageable. It's about shifting your perspective from punishment to empathy and from frustration to investigation. Now you know that by managing their environment, enriching their lives, and paying close attention to their silent cues, you can become the ultimate stress buster for your furry best friend. Yes, they may still occasionally knock things off the counter just to watch them fall, but we love them for it, right? If this video helped you understand your cat a little better, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more feline secrets, and share it with a fellow cat parent who might be struggling. And for my final question, what's the one thing you do to make your cat feel extra special and stress-free? Let's share some great ideas in the comments.